What is guys? Welcome back to another great episode of Tall and Taller. Man, what a weekend it was last week for Michigan football. Not only for them, but for me, man. I had a blast down there in Lincoln. Lincoln fans, Nebraska fans, some of the best fans there are out there. Always been told that. I finally got to live it, and man, were they very loving. Um, we're out of bars. We're out of things. We're at the tailgate beforehand, down at the rail yard. Everyone was friendly. Everyone was nice. Uh, it was such a good time down there. Whether it was from hanging out with Bussin' with the boys, people, Taylor Lewana, Will Compton at the live show, um, even just the tailgating down there. Went Saturday morning. Sorry about that. Saturday morning. It was a great time in Lincoln last weekend for myself. Uh, but man, what a domination it was last week. Um, we'll go. We're gonna go right into the Nebraska game real quick. I just want to knock this out real quick. I know it's been a week. Knock this out. Get into the Minnesota game. More important game here tonight in Minneapolis. But we'll get into the Nebraska game, guys. All in all, it was a great game all the way around. From the second that stadium was rocking, yelling, screaming, loud as could be, Michigan went down and scored right away. Boom. That whole place was dead. Dead silent. After that, man, I was surprised. Um, offensive side of the ball will start on, guys. The offensive side of the ball was probably all in all our best game of the season. Consistency wise, running the football against the so-called number one rushing team in the defense. I mean, the world, country, whatever. You know what I mean. Words are hard right now. Let me pull it up real quick. I'm gonna pull up the stats. So I mean, Michigan rushed 430. Michigan had 436 total yards on the offense, 26 first downs, 0 turnovers, which is exactly what you want. JJ McCarthy had a great game, 12 for 16, very, very, very proficient. 156 yards, 2 touchdowns to Roman Wilson, both those going to Roman Wilson. Blake Corum had a solid day, 16 carries, 74 yards, 1 touchdown. I'm trying to find. There we go. Box score recap. Team stats. Like I said, 26 first downs, 187 passing yards, 249 rushing yards. That 249 rushing yards to me is insane. I think our offensive line is finally starting to gel. Where you're starting to see him get into that shape and form to possibly win a third straight. But why can't I think of the name of it? A best offensive line in the country award. Joe Moore Award. Kind of looking like there where they could possibly be back up there again this year. Kind of before this game, it really was unsure. But I mean, against the first number one rushing offense in the nation, or defense in the nation, and we put up 249 yards, pretty much with these, averaging 4.9 yards a carry. I mean, it was pretty easy for us to go down there and just continue to play good football and go down and score. The catch, so the first drive, we'll start on the first drive. First drive to Roman Wilson, that touchdown catch was amazing. I was on that 10-yard line, and so happened pretty much right in front of me. And man, it was one of the greatest catches I've seen personally in my lifetime, like while I was actually like live, while I was there. Great play, great catch. And then they get the ball. Man. Defense goes down, whacks him, picks it off, knocks the ball up. Kenneth Grant gets the interception. Michigan instantly goes 3 plays, boom. Khalil Mullins directly down the field for a touchdown. I mean, I just don't see this offense is slowly, but has always been good all season. But it's slowly just gotten better and better and better. You haven't seen the downslide that we've seen in not last year, maybe even the year before that. You might be able to say we did in 2021, but like the years before that, before we got good, you've seen that offense have their games where you're like, oh, here we go again. All over again, Michigan football is going to choke this away. But it's good not to see that. The offense kicked ass, putting up 45 points. I mean, you can get that second 7 to Kenneth Grant and defense, because without them, we don't get the ball at the 25-yard line, whatever it was. We don't score. Well, we might score, but we don't score that quick. We really don't take that whole. There was people leaving after that second touchdown went up. I swear, do not. There was people leaving, and I was like, might be some of the best fans, nicest fans, but man, the shit we went through at Michigan and that stadium was still packed. At least till the third, fourth quarter. Not after 2 touchdowns. It was 14-0. I'll get on that in a minute though. I'm gonna switch over to the defense real quick. Like I said, I'm not trying to cover a Nebraska game that much. The defense played fucking amazing also. Let me look here at the. I mean, again, it's all in all a great game. Defensive, pretty much everybody played. I think they said 70 out of the 75 players on the roster, the active roster, played in that game, which is amazing, which is great. I mean, Josiah Stewart had 5 tackles. In my opinion, was the MVP. 2 sacks, man, 2 tackles for loss. Those 2 were very, very hard. I mean, but you got to give it up. Ken Sabb had a great game, 5 tackles. Derek Moore, 1 sack. Braden McGregor had a sack too. Good seeing Braden McGregor out there, kind of lighting up there. We didn't really see much Cornelius Johnson in this game. Glad to see Ernest Hausman get out there, have a two tackle game, returning home. I was hoping to kind of maybe have him go off, maybe in some spite, but man, the best part of this all was Kenneth Grant's interception. Man, I was sitting 15 yards, there was 10-yard line of that side of the field, like I said, on the touchdown, and I watched that ball go up, and that's where that ball hung up in the air for about 15 minutes. Kenneth Grant somehow came down. It didn't jump. It just bucketed it right into his hands. It was freaking amazing to me. It's just to see that big man. And the dude's built like a refrigerator, and he's getting interceptions out there. You always love to see that in the sport. Back when Taylor Upshaw got that interception in Minnesota back in 2020. Yeah, that's all I'm going to talk about that year. But that year, when he got that upset, it's so good to see the big fellas eat, man. So amazing. Those dudes work so hard and take so much for us, to allow our linebackers and things like that to be able to destroy their quarterback. But all in all, the defense, it was obviously, I was livid when they scored that touchdown with like 2 minutes left in the game. I was like, once fourth quarter, I said, all right, we finally going to get that shut out, man. We're going to shut Nebraska out. So I think it's the first time since like the 60s. I think it's been since last time Nebraska was shut out at home. And I'm like, okay, let's do this, boys. We're about to do it. And then they scored. I was livid. I was about the only person in my road left that was still at the game. But it was great. Defense played how they're supposed to and going to continue to get better, man. This whole team's going to continue to get better. Thing that pisses me off, man. I'm going to go on this tangent again like I did last week. I need the punt returners to do some shit. I mean, you seen Tyler Morris? Tyler Morris had that nice, decent return off that buff punt that he dropped. But you can't really complain. He turned it into something positive. He had 2 returns, averaging 15 yards. 15 yards. I mean, you can't complain. I just don't think Jake Thaw, he had 1 return for 11 yards, but he's just not that explosive player that's back there to me. I haven't really seen him do much. Kid will not catch the football. I get nervous every time he goes out there. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Jim Harbaugh is the main key here. But this game all the way around was domination from the start. 14 points in the first quarter, 14 points in the second quarter, 7 in the third, 10 in the fourth. Good to see players like Jalen Dangle, Denago. I'm sorry, not Dangle. Denago get his first touchdown pass over to why can't I think of his name? Peyton O'Leary. Peyton O'Leary got his first touchdown too in that same play. I just want to let everybody know Michigan did cover. Michigan covered this week, so we've done it, guys. JJ had a great game. JJ rushed threw for 2 touchdowns, pass rush for another one. Cannot complain. We had 4 quarterbacks get in the game and play good football. All in all, guys, Nebraska game. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but it was great. I loved every single second of being there. It was an amazing experience. Definitely like out of places I've been, definitely number 2. I would never put anything above Michigan. I hate to say it. I love Michigan too much to do something like that. Definitely number 2 in places I've been. I've been to Columbus. I've been to Michigan State. I've been to Indiana. So, I mean, I've been to a lot of I've been to the Orange Bowl twice, Florida State in 16, and then Georgia in 21. We just won't talk about that game either. But I mean, just running with fans, period. Nebraska fans definitely. And I got invited because I went there by myself. I got invited to multiple tailgates. I got invited to the Champions Club, which is a big alumni tailgate. Just really nice people all around. They want me to be there. It was nice to get to meet some people and have a good time with some Michigan fans that I met on Twitter. But yeah, guys, it's all in all, it was a good game. I'm kind of blabbering here. I kind of want to move on to Minnesota. Minnesota, keys of the game on the offensive side of the football to me, guys. We're moving into a night game, okay? Minnesota's sitting at 3-2, 1-1 in the conference. We haven't lost in Minnesota, and I think I read it's been like 50 some years. Since the last time we lost in Minnesota. Minnesota this year, we'll go back and look who they played. They played oh shoot, I'm sorry guys. They played Nebraska. They beat them 13-10 week 1 or week 0, I should say. Played EMU in week 2, beat them 25-6, and then they're going to take an L against UNC and an L against Northwestern, guys, in overtime. In that game, Northwestern was up big. They were up 31-10 in that game, and Northwestern came back and absolutely put them in shambles and come back to win that game in overtime. That makes me sick because Northwestern ain't good. And this is but we cannot overlook this team. This is a night game in their stadium. Offense is gonna have to do what it did last week. Come out. We got to start fast. We got to start fast this game. I don't want them hanging around. We don't need them hanging around. Because if they do, it's going to be a ball. It's going to be a game. Sorry about that. JJ just keep doing what he's been doing, except the 3 interceptions. Ignore that game against fucking Bowling Green and do your thing. Blake Corum. He's doing his thing. He ain't getting the 100-yard rushing games he had last year, but man, is he doing his thing still. He's all about doing it. And you know what? It ain't about individuals. It's about the team. And that's one thing a lot of people don't understand with the Michigan football team is I think it's more the team this year. People playing, Blake Corum isn't the same person he was. Donovan Edwards isn't the same person he was, which I agree a little bit on Donovan Edwards. I think Donovan Edwards definitely has something going on. Something, whether he's hesitant about how he's running the football, nervous, something like that. But offensively, we haven't looked bad all year except during that Bowling Green game, the first half. We've scored 30 plus points every single game. We beat our. No one scored over us more than 7 points in a football game this season, guys. This game is definitely going to come down to the mental game, though, 100%. I mean, Michigan's favored by 19. Again, I hope we cover that. Don't see us covering that. I mean, we covered last week on a 17 game line. I don't think we do it against Minnesota. PJ Fleck is one of those coaches that always has his team ready to go. Always. But we'll see how it goes. The offensive side, though, has to be JJ, has to be Blake. Everyone has to be going together. Roman Wilson has 8 touchdowns in the season, guys. He's 7 touchdowns away from tying the Michigan touchdown record in the season, and we're 5 games and about to be 6 games into the season. The man has been an absolute freak, and I know I kind of called this. I kind of said something about it when one of our first shows we were kind of doing like me and Ben were talking about what needed to happen on the wide receiver side of the football. And we needed someone that could come out here and just go get the football. And that's what Roman Wilson's been doing this season. We've seen spurts of it last year, but this year we've seen it from start to finish. So he's going to have to keep it up. JJ's going to have to keep it up. Blake's going to keep it up. I want to see Donovan have a huge game tonight. I think Donovan Edwards actually does have a huge game tonight. He has a breakout game, Michigan, and he probably goes for whether it's passing or receiving or rushing. He's going to have a game. Just because I don't think we want to run Blake as much. I think that's another big key, and that was another going to go back to the Nebraska game. This is awesome too because we're playing a Big Ten opponent, and we got our starters out of the game. One drive into the third quarter. Man, that's amazing for us. Keeps the starters rested, healthy. Don't have to worry about it. But the offensive side of the ball, it just comes down to what we've been doing all season. Defense, keep doing your thing. I have 0 complaints with any of the games we played against this year, any of the teams that we played this year. The defense has been solid, not giving up more than 7 points in a game all season. Guys, only complaint I actually do have is I need some more fumbles and more turnovers. I want them turnover buffs on some faces tonight. I know it really don't matter because no one gives a fuck about what I say. But that's what I want. I want to see that. That's what I think we need to see for our team to actually be in that position. I want to see some more turnover buffs. Defense is going to keep doing what you're doing. I don't have much to say in the defense, guys. But like I said, Michigan, Little Brown Jug, battle Little Brown Jug, guys. It's such a weird but great rivalry, more just because Michigan's dominated it. I'm interested to see. I'm excited to go to Minnesota. I'm excited to watch these guys play football tonight and see what they do. But in my final score prediction tonight, I think with the Donovan Edwards big game, Michigan wins at 38-0. They finally get that shutout that they've been waiting for, that I've been waiting for. Not really, they've been waiting for it, that I've been waiting for. But yeah, guys, the defense, there's no complaints with them. That's the reason why I don't got much on them. Week 5 pick'ems, guys. I know some of the games are already over. I don't even want to talk about this crap, the whole stuff down here in the bottom left-hand corner. It's some bullshit that I lost a fucking coin flip last week. Oh, well, I'll bite it. Going from 26-11 to 26-21 just because I got my ass whooped. But guys, we're gonna go into pick'ems real quick. Like I said, we already pre-planned this. I posted them on Twitter earlier what our picks were. But I will go over them one more time just to kind of go over the games that haven't been played, games that are going on. Give me 1 second to pull them up. So we have the first game was the OSU Maryland game. We both picked OSU, which I thought possibly that might go a different way there for a little bit, but typical Josh Gaddis style. Josh Gaddis decided to choke that one, making horrible play calls, things like that. Next game was the Washington State UCLA game that is going on right now. up real quick. I believe I took, so dad took UCLA. I took Washington State. So here's one. Like I said, the score right now as it stands is 10-9. Washington State is up with 10:50 in the third quarter. So this game, this hurts because LSU Missouri Battle of the Tigers, I guess you can call it. I thought I called it. Missouri was looking fucking beautiful all game. I turned it off to watch the rest of the fucking Red River rivalry, which again, wow, that was a game. I'll get to that in a minute though. And next thing I know, LSU's wins it by 10 points. This close, guys. I needed that one. But I took Missouri. He took LSU, so he's gonna get the point on that one. So I had another loss to me. This one, guys, Kentucky versus Georgia. Kentucky is looking to beat Georgia for the first time in, I think, roughly 50 years. I'm looking for Kentucky to do the same thing, guys. I picked Kentucky to win this football game. They're due for that win over Georgia. Georgia ain't looked that great this year. They look good, but they aren't the Georgia that we've seen the past two seasons at all. Without Brock Bowers last week, I think Auburn wins that football game. But of course, he took Georgia. This is one of my trying games where I'm going to try to pick up some points here, and we'll see how that one goes. Next game, Notre Dame, Louisville. Here tonight. Ben took Notre Dame. I took Louisville. I think Louisville has a good game. Another game where I see it happen, and I think it can happen. So go Cards. Another game going on right now, Alabama versus Texas A&M. I'm so mad after watching this. What's going on? I mean, it could change, and honestly, I hope it does, because if not, I'm screwed. I took A&M. All right, I took Bama. I'm sorry, I took Alabama. He took A&M to win that football game. And right now, A&M's playing fucking great football. So we'll see how that one ends up. Next one, guys, is Virginia Tech versus Florida State. I believe this game is live as we speak. It is. We both took FSU in this one. FSU is currently up 22-10 over Virginia Tech at the half. Next one, Colorado State, Arizona State. This game starts at 5:30 Central Time, 6:30 Eastern Time. We both took Colorado. Much as I hate Deion, I just don't see Arizona State say I 1-4 beating them. I would love to see it, though. Will not be mad if I lose that one. And then the next two, North Carolina, Syracuse. That's going exactly what we both thought it would. North Carolina up 27-0 at halftime. Syracuse getting rolled. And then the final one, as we all know, game just got over. Texas versus Oklahoma. Texas, guys, it's horns down today. We both picked actually horns up. But as you see in the game, it is horns down. Texas is not back. Texas loses to Oklahoma with 15 seconds left due to poor defense, whether it's play calling or not. But Oklahoma did win that game. And what a game, though. I swear that Red River rivalries came down the past 2-3 years to that last 10, 15 seconds, man. It's been a great series to watch in the past few years. But yeah, I mean, it's another great day of football for us. Like I said, we'll be actually on tomorrow, both of us, hopefully, as long as somebody decides he actually wants to do the show. We'll both be live on here tomorrow to do a recap show of the Minnesota game tonight. And get into a little bit more of the college football cider that we had, and do a little more interactive show. It's kind of hard for me to be on here and talk by myself. I try my best so when I'm here by myself, just to kind of get some information out there. But yeah, guys, like I said, go blue, beat Minnesota, bring Little Brown Jug home again, and keep it here. Keep it in Ann Arbor for another season until we play them again. So tune in at 6:30, 7:30 Eastern time, 6:30 Central time for Michigan versus Minnesota tonight in Minneapolis. As always, guys, go blue, and I'll see you all tomorrow.